Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and here's hoping I can get through this video without any interruptions. Let's see. I'm gonna do this again, where I do the review for 3 episodes, but there are 3 different links in the description. So for those of you wanting to check out episodes 19, 20, and 21 individually, you'll have to check the video 3 times to get the links, unless you click on all 3 links in 3 different tabs and keep it open that way. Whatever you do. Anyway, it's going to be my review for Ouran High School Host Club episodes 19, 20, and 21. Episodes 22 and 23 are already one video, and I actually do have to re-record the finale because the finale accidentally got deleted at some point and I can't get it back, so it was already a not blind reaction, so this isn't going to make any difference. So, after that, once I get that one recorded, then I will edit episodes 24, 25, and 26 together. So, yeah. Here's hoping there ain't any eruptions in this one. Anyway, episode 19 is the next Lobelia episode. God. The Zuka Club kidnaps Haruhi, tries to get her to be in a play, to try and, convince her to join them. The boys find out about it, sneak into the school in disguise as students, and Benebara's ultimate goal not only is to get Haruhi to join them, obviously, but to steal her first kiss in front of Tamaki. Obviously, we all know that she already lost her first kiss back in episode 2, I think. I think it was either episode 2 or 3. I can't remember. I think it was episode 2. Thankfully, Kyoya realizes this and gets into the room where all the effects and everything are put into the play and all that. Uploads the picture of Haruhi kissing that girl. I can't even remember what her name is off the top of my head. And uploading it on screen in front of everybody in the theater. And Benebaro decides that now she wants to try and steal her second kiss. And I'm like, watching them chasing her around the stage, and I feel so bad for Haruhi. She does not deserve all this at all. And Haruhi's father gets involved as well. And we actually find out that Haruhi's mother, was actually a secret fan of the Zuka Club. Back in her time, anyway. Oh boy. Obviously, Tamaki ain't having any of this, because they don't want Haruhi to leave. So, it's just a mad dash of trying to keep it from happening, which we all know it ain't happening anyway, because Haruhi had already rejected the Zuka Club before. I doubt this would change anything. Anyway, next episode 20, goes on to the twins' backstory of when they were growing up and nobody could tell them apart. And they wanted somebody to tell them apart, but at the same time, they didn't want to do the effort of, changing their hairstyles or dressing differently or anything like that. I mean, because they could easily one of them could change their hairstyle and you'd be able to tell the difference. But I guess they wanted them to be able to see who they were, be able to tell the difference even when they look identical, is the point, I think. So that way they know the person knows them in a way so they can tell them apart. By their personality, by their actions, by their voice. And sadly, they were a lot meaner back then, too, because they would pull pranks on the girls who would leave, little love notes for them, and trick them into thinking that the other twin wasn't interested, but they would go out with them, and thus proving essentially that the girl didn't like or didn't care who they went out with as long as they went out with somebody, essentially. Or just essentially being mean. Tamaki had been at school at that point and decided that it was going to make it his last mission to, well, not really his last mission, but, his main priority to be able to tell the two apart and get them to join the host club he was starting with Kyoya. And after some time, I think he was finally able to essentially guess, I'm assuming, on being able to tell them apart and get them to join. But yeah, the boys do want to be told apart, want to be able to be. They want someone to be able to tell them apart from each other, even while identical, so that way they know that the person actually, knows them well enough to be able to. I think that was what their main goal was. And finally, someone was actually able to, and that was Haruhi. And that's why they're kind of attached to her. Because they don't want to let the one person that can tell them apart go. And I don't blame them. Anyway, next episode, the Halloween episode. And they decide to hold a contest where they try and scare the ever-loving bejesus out of each other to figure out who is the biggest the coward of all cowards, essentially. Nikazawa and the others decide to get involved as well as Tamaki and the others, because they're not in Hikaru and Kaoru and Haruhi's class. They decide to get involved as well because they're not going to be at the host club during the season because they're going to be working on getting everything set up. And we find out that the class rep is terrified of anything remotely scary and wanted to be on Haruhi's team because he figured that she would be able to keep him, not scared. He doesn't obviously know that Haruhi's a girl. He thinks Haruhi's a guy, obviously. And it turns out that he didn't refuse the idea because the other girl, who's the, I guess, vice president, whatever you want to call her, he likes her, essentially. He wants to, have her see him as someone brave. The twins get wind of this and decide to scare the ever-loving crap out of the poor guy. However, when Tamaki and the others get involved, all heck breaks loose. Which I found hilarious because the poor class rep is running from room to room trying to find a safe place to hide. He runs into Mori as Frankenstein, and then he opens the second door, and Honey jumps out claiming to be the Wolf Man, which he is not. He has a pumpkin on his head. No, he is, I would say, if he's trying to be something scary, I would say he's the Headless Horseman. But he's definitely not the Wolfman. And the poor guy gets locked in the room with Kaoru, and Hikaru and Haruhi end up getting caught in a net. In order to get them free, Haruhi has to cut them free. And in order to be able to get at the right spot, she has to get very, very close to Hikaru with her chest. She has to lean over him, essentially, and her chest is almost in his face at this point in time. He's not happy about that. He's literally around the corner crying. Crying and terrified because Nikozawa's right beside him. And turns out, when they finally get free and reunite with the others, I mean, not just Kaoru and the class rep, but everybody else as well, apparently they all get scared by, Belzenef's shadow. So, yeah, and essentially Kaoru is talking this entire time about how things are possibly going to change once they get done with school and the host club will no longer be, established. And Tamaki is trying to preserve this little familial thing that they've got going on because he sees them all as family, essentially. So that way, if the club does, shut down whenever they graduate, they'll still have that bond and still be close. Because Tamaki's family life is not very good, to be completely honest. Now, there's nothing wrong with his relationship with his father or his mother. No, it's his grandmother that's the issue. Anyway, yeah. I will get this uploaded and everything. It might be tomorrow when I upload it, because by the time I get everything uploaded, I might not have a chance to get it uploaded unless I more than likely will upload all three and I'll get the review up. Anyway, never mind. I'll get it going. I'll see you guys next time.